When studying the Talmud, one can be surprised at the examples given there during the discussion of laws. Sages talk about extremely unusual cases or hypothetical scenarios that are highly improbable. This is because if we want to test a principle, we need to see its application in a variety of situations, and the main test will always be in extreme cases. As in math, in order to check the validity of a formula, I need to substitute different numbers into it, including the most extreme ones, very big ones, small ones, positive numbers, negative numbers. Often, when I hear people express some idea, I ask them how it would be applied in a specific situation, which is very unusual. The answer I hear is, well, you bring extreme examples. Yes, purposely so. A principle can be only tested by extremes. A conversation about abortions is difficult because this is a very personal topic and emotional for many. Women sometimes find themselves with unwanted pregnancies. Pregnancies as a result of rape, thank God, are extremely rare, but they do exist. Sometimes pregnancy is endangering the mother's life. Sometimes the fetus is diagnosed with an incurable illness. Due to the laissez-faire approach to intimacy in our culture, women sometimes get pregnant accidentally, whatever that means. Sometimes people get pregnant at an inconvenient time in their lives, and so on. In all of these situations, women may start thinking about abortion. The Jewish law allows abortions only when the fetus is threatening the life of the mother. Of course, both mothers' physical and mental health are taken into consideration. Outside of Judaism, there are those who want to ban abortions in all cases, and then there are those who want to allow abortions in all cases up to the point of birth. And then there is everything in between. Those who are for allowing abortions are often motivated by the idea that a woman, and only woman, should be in charge of her decisions. My body is my choice, they say. It seems logical. Why should someone dictate to a woman what she should do with her body? But let's analyze this idea of my body, my choice. How well thought out is it? Do you really want this idea to be a guiding principle of our society? To do this, we need to apply this rule to the most unusual situations. If our society believes that a person should be allowed to do with his body what he wants whenever he wants, then we need to allow slavery, at least voluntary slavery. If I claim that my body is my choice, then I should have the right to sell myself into slavery. You will say, what normal person will do that? Well, when slavery was allowed, there were many cases like that. People were doing it for economic and other reasons. And then, even if this would be very rare, one person in the whole country will sell himself to slavery. Do you think this is acceptable? I thought that our society has already decided long ago that slavery, even voluntary slavery, is immoral. But if I insist that my body is my choice, then I will not have any arguments against voluntary slavery. Then there is another example. Imagine you see a person trying to kill himself. Will you try to save him? I hope you will. But how dare you? It's his body and his choice. But you know what? If you are a doctor, then you are obligated to save a person in this situation. In many countries, a doctor who does nothing next to a person committing suicide can be charged criminally. You will say, well, people who commit suicide are mentally ill. Well, first of all of them? How do you know that this person is mentally ill? Have you diagnosed him already? And then also, now you want to say that only mentally healthy people should have the right to be in charge of their bodies? That means that before allowing a person to do anything with himself, including an abortion, we must subject him or her to a psychiatric evaluation. And then, if my body is my choice, then why do we ban drugs? I should be allowed to use them as much as I want. It's my body. From the Jewish point of view, the idea of my body, my choice cannot be correct. The 5 books of Moses and the subsequent parts of the Torah say that our bodies don't belong to us. They are lent to us from above for the duration of our lives. For this reason, the Jewish law forbids mutilating one's body and intentionally harming one's health. Therefore, if a person wants to kill himself, we are obligated to save him. His body does not belong to him, so he cannot do with it what he wants. Yes, the Torah speaks about slavery, but we all know that what Torah calls slavery is completely different from what our society used to call slavery. In the Torah, the master owns only the results of the labor of a slave, not a slave himself. We had separate segments about this topic. So we see that believers in the idea of my body, my choice, are also forced to adopt many other ideas, some of which are completely immoral. We in Judaism believe that each person is obligated to take care of his body because it doesn't belong to him. This body is given to us from above by the same God who created this world. And we must conduct our lives according to the rules that He has provided to us.